Hello there, everybody. Happy New Year, and welcome to the brand new reboot of the SpitTalk podcast.
Stop saying
No
brand
re-
new every year.
So no reboot.
It's
no
a reboot,
brand
nothing.
new,
motherfuckers.
no-
No.
I got a new mug and everything.
That does,
What's up? I'm Jan.
so
by the way.
that justifies as a reboot. When you
It
get a new
justifies the
mug,
reboot. Yeah,
when you
look,
get
I
a
got
new mug, you get a reboot.
I put a new angle. I'm not up front anymore. I don't look as dark in the things for some reason. Like for
You're
some reason,
making the
my lighting
podcast
was
seem
so
like it's
bad.
the Fast and the Furious.
Dang.
I mean, dude, it is.
You went from a white T-shirt to a cream long sleeve.
Exactly. See, I'm stepping it up. Boys.
Reboot.
But yeah, happy New Year, guys. I know we're kind of a week late into this. We were gonna do this last week, but we got a little. It was the New Year last year or last week. Give you a break.
No, but I
Um,
think it was
yeah.
just we're all coming back from vacation. Man, I should have put it on our Instagram, but yeah,
Yeah, what the fuck, dude?
yeah, I should have. My bad. But
No, you're good.
yeah, for some reason, for our viewers or listeners, like we actually met up, like even though,
IRL.
yeah, in
And we
real
didn't
life.
record.
Fucking life. I know it was unplanned too. I mean,
But it was
you
cool
know,
though.
Yeah, thanks to Southwest.
Yeah, thanks to Southwest
Thanks
for
to fucking
canceling
Southwest.
flights and me arriving
made it
on the
possible.
same day. Yeah, we were able to
Could have
hang
used
out
a
and stuff.
sponsorship from Southwest. I don't know why you put
I,
them.
I
under the
mean,
bus
like
that.
if they're that desperate, right? Like, okay, fine, we'll sponsor your fucking podcast.
Imagine
like-
our podcast playing on the seats.
Like East of Southwest.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't even have.
Like
I
it's
don't-
already a
yeah.
bad experience, and we're gonna fucking surprise them with the Spit Talk podcast. Like, okay.
No,
But
it's-
anyways,
they pay for the StreamYard for a year. It's like
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I
Dude,
missed
if
my
they do.
flights, you pay
Dude.
for our StreamYard.
I missed a week. I missed a week of income, bitches. Pay for pay for StreamYard. Thank you. Anyways, yeah. So 2023, we're kind of starting anew. I'm not gonna put up any goals. Remember how last year I was like, we're gonna do fucking 100 or what did
You
I
said
say?
75.
Okay, we're gonna reach 75.
75.
But guess what we did reach? I think this is episode 45. So we're there.
I think we
Huh?
did like 20 some episodes.
Are you saying
I
like
could be. Oh,
45
no,
in
you
total?
did. You counted it last time.
thought
I
we
think
did
you said
26.
like 40. Oh, 26.
No, I meant like sorry, we're on episode 45 is what I'm saying.
In total?
In total. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Really?
Yeah.
No, I felt
No. Yeah, it's episode 45. Officially.
Is it 45 for the second the renewal
In total, dude. In
In
total.
total.
in total? Okay, I thought it would be more.
All right, good for us for coming up
felt
with
like more.
45 different ideas or topics or reusing a couple along the way, but we had 45 ideas.
Yeah. Weirdly. And this episode, I mean, we could probably just. Do you want to just start, or you want to like?
We can just totally do it. So because we are wrapping up 2022 going into 2023, as obvious, what better way to wrap it up with our top 3 of 2022? We might talk about our worst, or we are going to talk about our worst. And of course, we're going to talk about what's our most anticipated movie of 2023. Yes, we are a little organized today.
I know. See,
What's
reboot,
new is
baby.
we have a new system now. So
It's not really a system. It's
not
more
new.
like an organization. We're just organized, people. I told you it's a fucking reboot, man. Come on, look at this. I look nicer today.
one more time you say a reboot, I'm just gonna.
Dude, I'm not wearing a
He's
fucking
gonna
Navy
leave.
shirt.
I'm
That's
gonna leave.
that's a fucking plus. That's a plus for me.
Anyways, so
But yeah.
I guess we could start off with you want to start with our top 3, worst 3?
Let's
can-
go in the order of
Let's get
this.
negative
We'll
first.
just let's get
Negative
negative
first?
first. Okay,
Okay.
shoot, we can
Yeah.
get negative first.
Yeah, and I think the reason why I'm saying let's get negative first is because I felt like I barely watched anything last year, to be quite honest with you. I mean, I probably did watch a lot, but for some reason, I literally only watched Avatar yesterday, so I'm pretty late in the game on that one. So I only have one.
Quick Avatar review, I guess, because
Dude, it was fucking good. I don't give a fuck, dude. I don't care what y'all say. That thing was fucking good, dude. I don't know, because I know you didn't like it, right?
meh. It wasn't bad.
So you prefer water? It's basically the first one with water. Come on, you
Yeah.
gotta
Dude,
admit
it's
that.
a-
You gotta admit that.
I mean,
though.
obviously, like it's the same thing with the first one. It's not the most groundbreaking story, but as a spectacle, you know,
yeah,
people are
100%.
there to
oh yeah,
watch.
spectacle
And
for sure.
And it
Wait,
just-
did you watch it in IMAX? Did you get the full experience or no?
yeah, IMAX 3D. I mean, why the fuck I would not like? Why would you not?
Because
Watch
Young
it?
Jan said 3D is the future.
Yeah,
I
and I'm
remember
saying
that.
it again,
3D
baby.
is the future.
3D's the future once again, motherfucker. No,
I mean, the 3D,
the 3D was good though.
it
The
was
3D was
very good from like the get go.
yeah.
So
I mean, really, we're getting sidetracked here, folks. I know. I promise we're organized, but I'm just saying, like, as a like, it's crazy because like, there's 2 movies this year that made me like go like,
oh no,
fuck, we haven't had movies like this in forever. I mean, and this is one of them, and the other one is in my top 3, which I can mention again. Am I cutting out? I'm good.
you're good now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good
you
now.
were-
Yeah.
Did you hear anything I said?
No, yeah, it was just
Yeah,
kind
it's a spectacle.
frozen.
Haven't seen a movie in a while like this.
Okay,
Yeah.
whatever. All right,
Your
but
video
yeah,
kinda froze.
that's basically it. And okay, now we're back on track. We'll go ahead and start off.
All right, worst
with
movies. Let's go,
the
Aaron.
worst movies. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. I can start off, I guess. So the worst movies that I got, and you probably already saw, I'm gonna start with the stupid obvious one, is freaking Easter Sunday. I don't think Joe Coy should be making a movie, and like Filipino is his thing, because this whole movie was Filipino was his thing. So like, I guess you can say I kind of get what he's doing, but like. I didn't like it being the whole entire movie and like putting those Filipino jokes like always up front. It's like which is a shtick, but like I don't know. It just didn't hit well in the movie as opposed to like a comedy special or something.
I had this thing where like I also talked about it with like friends over here and like who watched it, and it's like it's specific. It's a specific audience, and specifically, I guess for like because we grew up differently and how like Filipino Americans here kind of have a different experience from like, the rest of, I guess, his audience, where
Yeah.
some things hit and some things don't. So, I don't know. It's one of those like niche movies where you just kind of like, yeah, I don't.
I also I was watching this with my brother too. John, did you watch it? No, right?
I didn't care to watch.
He
it,
froze.
to be
Okay,
honest.
no worries.
frozen,
But
by
yeah,
the way.
so Easter Sunday, sorry, Easter Sunday, like other than it being like a movie based on like Filipino, I guess culture or just lifestyle, the movie just felt super rushed. Like I couldn't attach myself to one character, so I think that's why I wouldn't recommend watching this movie just because it's I think an hour 30, but it happens so fast. Like Joe Coy, his character is doing so much in the movie. I couldn't keep up. So that is why it is the worst movie.
It was like very bold for it to release in the theaters. I just felt like it would have been fine as like a Netflix show where you just kind of because I felt
Yeah.
like going to the theater is like you kind of put it up there with like you're kind of putting it side by side with like the rest of the movies that are on the slate. Like if you're gonna go to a movie, I'm like, oh, like I'm looking to watch something or whatever. Like what's
Yeah.
showing now? So it was more so kind of like how you like rate those things where it's like like this could have just been on a streaming service. So
Mhm. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if this could be released in theaters, then
Yeah, that's basically what I said. I
You know,
feel like that's a
the
good
budget,
idea.
the like what
I
who
know.
funded this? Like I mean,
apparently Spielberg didn't he? Like I saw that.
Really?
I think so, something like that. Like it was part of Amblin, I think, because I think one of our friends was
Oh,
showing
okay.
me
Yeah.
a thing, but I didn't even care to watch it. To be quite honest, I know it bombed at the box office, so no one even watched it. I'm pretty sure. So I'm surprised you both of you.
No,
watched it.
I watched it like I guess when it came out like streaming or whatever. Or
yeah,
just,
I watched it.
that's what I
on-
meant. Like it was still 2022, but I just watched it. Good thing though. I didn't watch it in the theater.
Oh yeah, no, I probably would have. I can't say. I never watched it. So, anyways, well, for me, do you guys want to move on to the next
you
worst
can
for you?
No,
totally-
go ahead.
No, because I only have one. Like I said, I barely watched anything. I
Okay.
feel like I couldn't come up with anything. I literally just came up with this on the spot because fuck that movie. It's Thor: Love and Thunder. It's my worst movie of last year, just because of how backwards. Like for me, it's so backwards of what I've gotten with the Thor franchise lately. It's like they just went back to being crap for some fucking reason, and they wasted my boy Christian Bale. It was just a bunch of it's a
Such a
joke fest
waste.
fucking thing. They really wasted such a good looking villain with good fucking
He had
motivations.
one like very good scene. That's about it.
The setup, basically the setup for him. That's it.
Yeah,
And then that's it. Like
he didn't
everything else was
integrate
just
into the story properly.
exactly. And it's really disappointing because Thor became one of my go-to. Like, yeah, I'm excited to see what this character can do, especially with now with Iron Man and like Cap not being there. Um,
Would you
me
say
being,
Thor as a character or his universe? Because I feel like I'm more gravitated towards like
I would
his
say as a
universe within Marvel, but that's
I would
just
say as a
me.
character, especially with what happened after Ragnarok, then Infinity War. Those two were like both knockout punches, and then they come back with Endgame, which was fine. You know, I mean, it was kind of like, you know, you stumble and fall, but then they kind of didn't really pick up on that afterwards. It just kind of made it worse, and I'm like, what are they fucking doing? Like, I think Taika went way overboard with what he was. I probably, you know, there was a good balance that they struck with Ragnarok that they furthered into Infinity War. That was like perfect for that character,
Mm.
especially with the arcs that he has gone through it in those two movies. So it's like they just ruined it with a pretty bad movie. I didn't care about it, to be quite honest with you. I wasn't raving about it at all. So I would put that as my worst, to be honest.
Okay.
Dang, before we move on, did you like when you were talking about Chris, like did you hear that he's like taking a pause on acting a bit because of
I heard.
his
I heard.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
it's sad. Yeah, but you know, I'm hoping he's fine. You know, I mean, it's not like I think he's just more. What was it? More.
He's trying to spend time with his family because I think it's
Yeah,
Alzheimer's, right?
I think yeah, he's
Yeah, he
more
has a family
pre.
case of Alzheimer's, so I'm like, oh man, that sucks.
Yeah.
So he's just trying to keep the memories with his, you know, of course, his loved ones, and rather do that. So that struck hard, I think, when 2022 ended. I was like, dang.
Yeah. But I know.
Did you hear about that, Kyle?
All that aside.
No, actually, no. This is the first time.
Oh,
I
you
Dude,
know.
didn't.
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's funny. I think he found out on a documentary, which is weird.
Yeah,
Like
he
was
did it on
filming a
his
documentary.
Limitless. Yeah,
Yeah.
his Disney Plus show.
So that's pretty crazy. I mean, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? So
exactly.
yeah, hope for the best for him. And but I'm sorry, that movie was the worst for me. Anyway, y'all go.
I guess mine. I had some notes, but I couldn't really think of like a bad movie. So like just running through, we had notes and we had shared notes basically. I don't watch bad movies, but I did get to what Aaron had it on his list, and come to think of it, it was pretty bad. But Secrets of Dumbledore, pretty bad in terms of its stature as part of like the Harry Potter world. So
Dang.
overall, like, yeah, there was just no magic.
Ooh,
No,
I
like-
like that.
Wow.
You want to watch Harry Potter, you want to see magic. There was no magic in this movie.
Yeah,
That's all I can say.
I think
Uh,
also to add on to what you were saying was it sucked because that was supposed to be the climax of the second one. 'Cause
Yeah,
the second one was a total buildup of the last of the third one. And I was expecting to see that like ultimate fight of Grindelwald versus Dumbledore, but
yeah, and
that
the big
scene
thing
was
was too was
trash.
like, yeah, like the buildup was supposed to be there, and then a big thing too is like nothing against like Mads too, but like, even if we still had like Johnny Depp or whatever, like I just think the story just kind of fell short too. So like overall, it just didn't carry itself to be, what it was. But it's one of those.
It wasn't Matt's
series.
fault though or anything, right? It
Oh, no,
just
yeah, it
literally
wasn't.
I
the-
Yeah,
think it was
just-
like a
you can tell.
logistics wise. Yeah,
Like, he
I
You
think
can
probably
always
tried.
tell with a movie if it's
Yeah.
like you have like good actors and stuff that like their potential because like you see them in other movies, and then you see a certain script or a certain like way a movie runs through, and you're just like, there's so many like missed opportunities to kind of play into it. But we're the consumers, and so
I know.
no, but
yeah.
did Dumbledore have like delays or something or like script changes? Because
No,
for like
yeah.
watching the movie, it did feel like something
Rushed.
in production, like something in production happened. Like they stopped, then they came back, but the due date stayed the same or something.
Really.
That's how
Yeah.
I felt like. Other than Johnny Depp and stuff changing, but that's probably it. But I don't know production wise because it, like what Kyle said, it did feel like a rushed movie and a lush. Even though it felt rushed, it was a long movie too.
Yeah,
To add on to that.
So
Yeah, I think the problem with the I think the first one was fine, Fantastic Beasts.
yeah, the first one was fine.
The second one I kind of tuned out a little bit. It was I felt like it was just we were getting set up for something that was gonna come, and then when you guys were saying where you guys were talking about this one, it felt like the same fucking thing where we're just trying to set up something to get to somewhere else. That's the problem is like I think I might get some shit for this. J.K. Rowling, she's the one that's kind of on top of the screenplay for these three. She's the one that's been writing it, which is different from the original franchise, which I'm pretty sure she had a hand in it, but she wasn't the main screenplay person. Like there's other people that actually made movies that were on top of that made the screenplays. So I'm pretty sure that made a big difference. Like, because she's an author and she probably some of those habits as an author, like a book author, didn't really translate well when she was writing the screenplay. That only works in rare occasions, really. The only other time that I've seen it work is probably Perks of Being a Wallflower and Holes. Any other situation where the author writes the screenplay also, it doesn't really work out. And I think like this is one of those instances, to be honest.
Interesting.
Right. Yeah. And then I think the last one is probably Aaron. Do you have another
mine?
one?
Okay. Yeah, that's good. You guys don't watch bad movies.
Well, it's not that I don't watch bad movies. I don't know it's bad. I can't say that because I never even actually watched it. I'm just not interested.
Oh no, yeah. A part of it's just like I just need to be interested in the movie to begin with, and then I'll watch it. Like eventually, it'll be on my list.
Right.
Okay, I guess I just go in like super curious, like I'm just gonna go ahead and watch just to also get my Regal Plus. Like,
Side note too, I did watch White Noise, and I like fell asleep.
Oof. Is that the one with your boy? Or
yeah.
Damn.
which one? White Noise?
It's the one with Adam Driver.
It felt like I don't know. I just wasn't invested. It's one of those like artistic movies where I just can't get on. Like,
Yeah.
it's on the same flow of like Birdman and like
I like Birdman.
1,000 Years of Logging and stuff. It's like there's so much depth to it. Where I'm just like I don't know. I can't.
Got it.
That's just me.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, I think I'm so sorry, but Chris Hemsworth, another movie's on your on our worst movies. But Spiderhead is the Netflix show with him and Miles Teller. So
Wait.
Yeah,
Teller
go
has
ahead.
I just remembered. Was Black Hat Chris Hemsworth?
Yes.
Yeah, Black Hat was a Chris Hemsworth film.
Starting our years with just bagging on Chris Hemsworth. But
I feel
okay.
bad. Sorry,
but,
dude.
But yeah, like I went in to watch this movie with just because of the household names and stuff. But I just didn't care for the story while watching. I was like, damn, I'm already in it. I just gotta get through it. I guess that's all I can say. I don't remember as much of what happened in the movie. Like I get the gist of it, but I don't want to explain it. But overall, I just didn't really enjoy the movie. I just wanted it to end already. But that's just mine.
I think
experience.
I was excited for that too because the cast, the director, which the director is also the director of our top one of the year, to be honest. So it's weird. It's probably just a bad day in the office for him. I don't know. Maybe that's why he went to Netflix. It's one of those things where I'm interested in it, but then when I see the reactions, I'm like, I don't want to watch this. Forget it. I probably shouldn't do that. I know it's probably a little unfair of me to do, but I'm like, I get tuned out when I see something like that. And I know this one didn't do as good. And now that you're kind of confirming it for me, I didn't even care to watch this. So the fact that it's in your worst, it's it says a lot. Yeah.
But yeah, finally we got all the negatives out.
I know. Well,
let's
done with
let's
that.
end on a good note for the next set or the next topics that we are.
So I guess do you want to do 3 up or 1 down? Weird transition, but anyways, yeah. So we'll do our top 3.
You can just pick whatever you want, and we'll just talk about it.
Okay. Let's go do 3 up.
Because
like we're I feel like our top ones are kind of like in a similar case, so we can kind of just end on that note in a sense.
because my own I don't have I don't have a specific order for mine. I don't know about you. Guys.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I
Really?
don't have a specific
I
order.
don't,
I
yeah.
just
had-
put it up.
I had so my top two, right? Like I was for sure for my top two, but my third one I just couldn't pick a third one.
Really.
That's like my hardest thing for some reason.
Hmm.
But anyways, I guess I'll just start off. So what I had for third was probably The Menu. I was either thinking The Menu or Nope. But watching The Menu, I was like, this is just it's different, and it was very enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
It was just kind of different across the years of yeah.
I just had to, man.
But that was like it was it was heavily reliant on how the script played out, and I think it was pretty nice. It's
I'm
pretty
sorry.
good.
Should we have done honorable mentions first?
No, it's
No,
fine.
we say that for last.
Yeah, we said that for last.
Okay, that's weird. But yes,
That's
okay,
like
fine.
the cherry on top.
A cherry
Yeah.
on top. Okay, fine. No, yeah, the menu was really good because like, it's just everything kind of played out perfectly. The cast, whoever was playing it, the fucking script, where it was going, the themes behind it.
The themes I think were like what
The best
really
part.
sold it. Yeah.
Fantastic, yeah. And I was telling you, right? I mean, like, no spoil. It might be a spoiler if I say that. Forget it. Yeah, I'm not gonna
No,
say it.
it's been like a month. Go ahead.
I
No, it's
mean,
been a
I
month.
know,
Go
but
ahead.
you just watched it fucking recently because it got onto streaming, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so
Okay,
okay, I'll give people a
guess.
chance to watch it. So I'm not even gonna say anything. But
Go
the
watch it.
menu, just go watch it. It's really good. The
Yeah,
fact that it's in
so-
your top three, that's pretty impressive. Since you
Yeah.
fucking hate everything so far. So
It was crazy because I watched it. It was crazy because I watched it after Jan told me like, "Yo, you should watch the menu." So I watched it purely off a recommendation by Jan. So it was really good. Then other than that, the star power, like what Jan mentioned, was pretty good too. Like new up and coming people were there. Like I forgot her name. The waiter or the hostess.
Oh,
Her?
her.
Yeah, she's been
she was
getting
in,
like she was.
she's in
I think that
everything.
was, yeah. Ever since I saw the menu, dude, she's been popping up everywhere. I was like,
I know
dang,
she's
I'm
also
so good.
in,
I'm so happy for
yeah.
her.
Hong
you
Chow.
know?
She's also in the whale, right? That lady.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I know. who
So
you're
I'm
talking
like,
about.
I'm so glad that she's getting the roles that she's playing because I like who she's playing in this movie and the other movies that she is playing in. So glad to see her range. That's awesome.
Yeah, and Anya Taylor Joy. She's always like she never like I haven't seen a performance yet where she hasn't like hit it out.
What's
of the park
great
yet.
about this was like her performance wasn't overbearing.
No, yeah,
Yeah?
definitely, yeah.
Like I think with a lot of like because she's everywhere, but like she's never like it's nice that she's never the star.
She's never hamming it up, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
To where-
I
To where she's the like she's kind of like trying to overact everyone.
yeah.
kinda thing.
So
exactly.
I think that's what
yeah.
I really appreciate about her, like
Yeah.
in movies. It's like okay, like you can play a role, but still kind of make it about the story and make it about like like she's
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, even Nicholas Holt. God,
Oh, yeah.
Nicholas Holt was probably the most annoying character he's played. I don't know, but I was really like, what word should I say? Delighted by what he's done.
Yeah.
And yeah, obviously Ray Fiennes. I mean, or Ralph Fiennes. The guy's always great in everything. Like whatever he does, he'll fucking knock it out of the park too. So he's great. But yeah,
I
the
was
menu.
low-key
yeah.
thinking have instead of Ralph Fiennes have what's his name? I'm blanking here. I'll come back to it later.
Okay.
I had something in mind.
Yeah. So I guess I can go for mine. Mine's in no particular order, but I think just looking at it for the most part, I swayed toward the action movie side, if you kind of noticed. And I guess that's my thing. And I did go for blockbusters, for the most part, except for one. That's my top four, but the one I'm gonna say is The Woman King. I really enjoyed the movie because I didn't know what to expect, other than just ladies, I guess, or warrior woman. So and I really enjoyed the story because I thought I was just going to get just warrior women fighting for the country, but they added a story to the main character, which like gave depth and stuff. So I really that just was like the icing of the cake in a sense, or the icing, yeah, whatever. That helped the movie or helped me enjoy the movie a little bit more. So I really like The Woman King. So if you guys haven't watched it, I think it's out already on HBO or some streaming service.
Yeah, I heard
So check it out.
I heard there was pretty good buzz around it. I just never got around to it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sadly, I think I'm not sure if it did well at the box office. I was wanting to watch it, but I just missed the boat on it. So, if it's on streaming now, I might go ahead and check it out. Since if you're recommending it, so I'll probably do that.
Yeah, if you want an action movie, like Woman King is up there for me.
Fantastic. Yeah, and then I guess do you want me, I can go now for number
Yeah.
3. Like I said, I don't have any order, but since we have kind of a similar one for number 1-ish, I'll save that for last. For me, I mean, it's gonna sound biased, and a little bit it is, but at the same time, you can't fucking tell me it's not a good movie or a great fucking movie at that, and it's the Batman. Like, something about that movie, the vibe, everything that they've done with what they could do with the DC universe, they did with the Batman. It's a perfect tone for a character that was needing a bit of a, like some just probably just needed to be redone a little bit in a different way for it to still resonate with audiences, because Batman's been done quite a lot. I mean, obviously, right? And the fact that we finally went into a detective story, almost of a almost akin to something like Zodiac or Seven, which is one of like obviously coming from my favorite director David Fincher, while keeping it in the realm of the Batman, is fantastic. And I love the world building in it. I'm kind of a little, I'm waiting to see what they say about the Batman, if that's something that's still in the plans or in the cards. I'm scared they're gonna reboot it right away. I mean, they're doing it with Superman. But I have hope that they're going to at least try to finish a trilogy for this before rebooting it with James Gunn, which is probably something we're going to talk about. Because I know there's an announcement coming up for James Gunn's DC soon. But
People are just shitting on him.
I know. But once that goes, once that happens, then we'll have to wait and see. But the Batman
Wait, people
really
are shitting on James Gunn
there's some like apparently
for the Henry Cavill thing.
No, just in general for
Mostly.
directing DC.
No, that's gatekeeping, bro. They're gatekeeping. They're gatekeeping, dude.
To a degree, yeah.
I'm like, bro, give this guy a chance, man.
No, yeah,
Hey.
I mean, not to get sidetracked, but I do want to see. We need to hear everything that he's trying to do before I make any judgments, because there's conflicting information everywhere, and I don't know how to feel about certain things right now. So I'm waiting. But yeah, the Batman, like I said, it's probably a little biased, but you can't deny that it was a good one. And it, as far as comic book movies go, that's probably top one for me on the year. So there we go.
Top one of the year or
Comic book
overall?
movie of the year.
Oh,
Jesus, no.
okay.
Wait, so what's your
scared me.
overall?
It's
don't know.
Dark Knight.
Probably the Dark Knight. Yeah,
It's the Dark Knight.
Okay.
It's not. It's the other Batman.
the
Yeah,
first
Batman.
Avengers somehow. I mean,
Yeah,
Dark
I would
Knight's
say
still a
that.
better movie, I think, but I think the tone of the Batman was captured more beautifully here, like of who he is as a character. So
Okay.
I would say that.
Nice. Okay, well, yeah, Batman's definitely probably like a top fiver.
Yeah,
Definitely put it up there. So I guess we'll just kind of move on.
Oh yeah, I think just to add on to that, I think I just tried to like get away from the comic book side because I was analyzing myself. I was like, you know what, I've always chosen a comic book movie somewhere in my top every year somewhere. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna like try
Oh,
and
that's
stay
good.
away from that. So I kind of
Now that you mention it, I was
Told
like, that's pretty
myself,
pretty surprising looking at your list.
I know.
but-
But okay, like let's say you didn't put that restriction on yourself. Where would this rank?
I think Batman would have been either of the 1, 2, and 3.
There we go.
Yeah.
See, that says a lot.
That's why I was like, oh man, I know I'm gonna have a comic book movie, so that's why it's somewhere there.
I
as you
don't.
can see.
I feel what I feel, man. I love what I love. I don't care, dude. The Batman's in my top 3. There we go. I mean, like I said, I have no order specifically. I think I'm just spitting it out the way that I wrote it backwards because of our conversation. So yeah. So now we're gonna move on to our top 2 of the year. Kyle, do you want to go first again since you went?
2 and 1 were really hard for me to pick, and yeah.
Then say your one. Just kidding.
Well,
So we can all
no,
talk
so I might as
together.
well like we'll do it. Yeah, we'll do it together because I think everyone's kind of at the same position with like their 1s and 2s. But for me, I put 2 for Top Gun as number 2, and then everything ever all at once was at 1. and by no means Top Gun. I wouldn't say Top Gun couldn't be number one. It's definitely hard, but I just kind of put everything everywhere all at once just because it was just different. And I know with Top Gun, I praised like the first one, and then seeing this one just kind of like it was definitely one of those like this movie will go down as like how Top Gun aged throughout the years, and for it to become a sequel, it's definitely like a really good movie, definitely rewatchable. So any comments?
No, I would save it for, or if you want to talk about it now, Jan, like,
Our top two and top one, or
yeah, because we could talk about it now since like Kyle brought it up.
Yeah, just go
Because
ahead.
Well, the
yeah,
only reason why Kyle brought it up is because he couldn't pick. I mean, I guess I could do that too. Top Gun Maverick is also there.
yeah, that's also mine as well, too.
So,
that's
yeah, I
that's
guess-
my number one.
Yeah, sure. Like if I had to pick a number one, I don't know. But this would be really close. Because like I said, like when I was talking about Avatar, we don't see movies like this anymore where we feel that way, where we feel why we fucking love movies. Like if you watch this in streaming, like I kind of
Oh no, if you watch this in streaming,
kinda
you
feel
would have
bad.
been.
because like there's a lot that happened in the movie that like watching it with an audience is like I mean, it's kind of
The sound needs to penetrate through your
It's
body.
magic. It's fucking
to-
magic.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah, and like I said, I haven't felt this way about a blockbuster in a while because mostly a lot of the time, like when we watch movies now, it's kind of like just it feels like routine in a way. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of the movies that we've been watching. So when this came out as a sequel to something that we already know, it was a breath of fresh air. Something that with a star that I loved, Tom Cruise doing fucking crazy ass shit again. And to be honest, I mean, it's kind of unfair because I only watched Top Gun, the first one, recently. But this kind of blows the first one out of the water, to be quite honest. With
Yeah.
you. But
Yeah. So to add on to what Jan said and to Kyle, I think the best word to describe this movie and why I put it up above the others is refreshing. I like the idea of it being refreshing because it does put us in a different state of mind when we're going in, because it's we're in this world of like, yeah, it's either comic book movie as an action movie, and that's what we go by. But this one was just straight up like 2000s, 1990s, like kind of action movie where we, all of us kind of grew up in, where we're going for Tom Cruise. We're not going for Captain America. We're not going for Thor. We're just strictly going for like that Tom Cruise movie. And that Top Gun was that thing. And to also say that, like, me and Jan, we did watch it, like Top Gun that year, 2022, but we can also say it was a comparison thing, like seeing that this movie was made in the 80s and it showcased in the 2022 and it still holds
it
up.
still yeah.
So
that's what's
that's
crazy about it.
I think that's why it goes above and beyond, because that's mind blowing. It's been 20 years and it still hits.
exactly. And the crazy part is, I know this thing. When did this come out? Like May, June, or something like that. Like I know it was summer, right? Like the middle of summer.
Like it was a weird. It wasn't a blockbuster like time.
Exactly. Right, but no, it was. I mean, I know it was
Oh,
summer, but
didn't it?
thing,
Oh, didn't it get? It constantly got pushed back. Did it not?
Well, let's see.
No, but it still came out summer, is what I know.
Oh yeah. So.
But the crazy thing is, I know coming into the theaters in November, something around there, it was still fucking playing. I was like, people are still fucking watching this goddamn thing, dude. And it holds up a lot. I haven't seen a movie do that in a while, especially in this time and age where fucking streaming does everything right away. Where like the fucking streaming window is getting so low, like, or the theatrical window, I mean, is getting much lower. Like literally, we already have the menu after like watching that in November. And the fact that this held up for that long and only now going to streaming, I think that's Tom. Say what you want about Tom Cruise, I don't give a fuck. That guy knows movies because he knows the value of the theatrical experience.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he pushed back on like doing the streaming thing, because remember this would have came out like what 2020, 2019 probably.
Yeah,
Literally,
like 2021 or something.
Yeah, smack dab in the middle of COVID. And I know he pushed back on it. Like, no, we need to watch this in the theaters. This is not that kind of movie. Like I know they're probably.
You need to hear the thrusters and feel the thrusters going
Exactly.
for you to experience what like emotional, like
exactly
the emotional value of it to the movie. So,
Exactly. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, the fact that it's in our top three, like all of us, which is the only common one, I think. Is it? Is it?
For the most part, yeah.
yeah,
For the most part.
Top
Yeah.
Gun's
So
like solidified up there.
yeah. So
If
that.
not, I feel like even it precedes like when was the other bigger movie? Like, would you say Endgame? That had
No, I
like
don't. I wouldn't want to put it that big, but it's just like it brings us back to, like I said, like refreshing. It just brings us back to a time where comic book movies didn't rule the world. So
Mm,
I liked seeing an action movie.
no, yeah.
Like
So that's what
you
I
can
kind of mean.
yeah
Where
yeah
like comparing it to like a blockbuster that kind of held its weight.
yeah. It's a blockbuster in a time where blockbusters, like I guess the landscape's different.
yeah.
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
came out in a different landscape, and it still held up. And the fact that it's the fact that like I'm thinking that's might be my favorite of the year, even though the Batman came out, it says a lot. Like I mean, take that for what you will. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like so,
And
it
yeah.
does. Yeah.
And I think just to add on to is like it came out May 27, just to for people
Oh, there,
that
yeah.
want to know when it came out. But I think it gives hope that people can enjoy the movie without it being a comic book movie in a sense. And again, I just want to change that landscape back to where it used to be in a sense where just go in to watch an action movie, not for the the comic. I
What?
keep saying it,
What
but
did
like I
we
just
talk
don't like
about it?
that kind of thing.
Yeah, didn't we talk? Was it with
A little
us? Like
bit.
we kind of had to talk about where like we
A
were
little bit.
watching.
Yeah.
We watched. I forgot who it was, but then it was kind of like he was like, "Oh, like nowadays people watch for the character, not for the actor." Kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Didn't we have a conversation or something?
I think we did, and like we're not the only ones that have been saying it. Like
It's a
I
shame.
saw it. Yeah, I saw it from a social media thing that like we used to watch movies for the star, which is like Arnold versus Sylvester. Like it's always like that battle, or like
Oh, it
we'll
was
watch it for
wasn't
Tom
it Anthony
Cruise.
Mackie that said it? I think it was like
I
a
think
Yeah,
yeah.
Tarantino.
yeah.
Tarantino mentioned it too.
Also,
I
yeah,
think.
that
Yeah.
too. Yeah. So that was also a 2022 buzz thing that was going on. So like we used to watch it for those characters or just those people in general, those actors.
Yeah.
And now we're just like, oh shoot, I'm gonna watch Spiderhead because Thor's in it. I won't lie. I probably went in with that mindset, like
Yeah.
oh. So I think that's why my brain is kind of set where like, oh, I only see Thor, I only see Captain America, but I know there's Chris Evans, I know there's Chris Hemsworth um in that and it's their acting is really good. But I guess other people just don't have that mindset yet, and I want Top Gun to be that idea that like just go in to watch because of the story, not because of the act or not because of the character they played in previous movies.
Right. And I think that's kind of why I'm on the boat of, like for Avatar. It's say what you obviously it's a franchise now. But when that
Yes,
came
it is
out
a franchise.
and when this comes out or when this came out, it's like it's not something that it's not a known property from something. It's not adapted from somewhere. It's literally James Cameron's original ideas. And yeah, the story could be a little whatever. Like it's probably something that's been done already. But the way that he does it and presents it, the way that he presents it in his own way, and the new tech that he's been, because keep in mind this wasn't like development for how long. Like he waited for the technology to actually catch up in order to film
Yeah.
it underwater, right? So, for someone to have that kind of passion and be the fucking like the top most gross, like I think it's the highest grossing film of 2022. It says a lot for something like that. So. Avatar: The Way of Water is already the top grossing of the 2022
I think I saw a tweet where I think it just passed.
after a couple
what
weeks.
movie? No, it passed the movie.
It hit a
It
bill
just-
or somewhere.
Yeah, it hit a bill somewhere.
Because
It's
it
already-
passed that movie. Yeah.
It's already in the top 10 of overall. I think I know that much.
Cool.
So that
I
So,
think
wait,
just to bring back
Go ahead.
just to bring back the Avatar conversation. I'm not harping that like it sucked or like I just like again it just felt like I'm watching the first one, which is totally fine. And like now that you say it, it does have that refreshing quality that Top Gun does, but I guess it just didn't hit home for me. But I still loved it. Like I would go buy the Blu-ray or I would watch it again just to watch it again because like what you said, it did have that magic that I did love in the first one. And I'm excited if they build a ride in Disney. So that's I think that's all I
That's
gotta
all
say.
you want. You're like, I want to be
Another
underwater
Disney
for a
ride.
ride.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, so I mean, I just came to think of this, but isn't it? How would we stand? Because like we were bagging on like people don't want to watch a movie because X Y Z, but then we look at the top films that keep earning money and they're very substantial in terms of like where they hold up. So would you say that like I don't know, I have this like weird mindset where like I feel like people do not like watching movies, but then like watching good movies, but the numbers can't like lie,
I don't
So
know. Like,
it's weird. It's like are people only watching it because people say it's good, or are people watching it because like it's a good movie? You know
I
what I
mean,
mean?
there's
It's really
probably
hard.
like because Avatar one, like I said initially, that only made like what 75 million opening weekend or some number like
Yeah.
that. Obviously, there's been bigger openings for like 20 or 200 million now or something. I think 300 million for fucking
Yeah, but the
Endgame.
first one the movie was more intuitive rather or more innovative than
No,
what
yeah.
what a compelling story was.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like it made that much, but the drop week to week was so low. Usually, when the drop happens for the week, like for example, Endgame, right? It was like
Yeah.
300 million first weekend. The second million is only like 150 or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a 50% drop almost.
Mhm.
I don't know if my math's correct, but whatever. But for fucking Avatar, the first one, it was like 78, 75, something like that. The next week was like 72.
Kept increasing.
It literally stayed consistent. And
Yeah.
that's how it became the top. And the fact that people are still watching it up to this point and it became top 10, I don't know if it's fucking just James Cameron just has some magic wand that says like, hey, make my money, my movie's gonna make money all the time or something. But every fucking single time, like how many movies in the top 10 does he own? He has Avatar,
3 or 2,
Titanic,
right?
the second Avatar now. Second
Yeah,
Avatar's in the top
okay.
10. So I'm like, dude, this guy, like, I mean, it's James Cameron. I know he says some pretentious stuff, but holy fuck, this guy knows movies, dude.
Yeah.
Like, he
I
knows
think,
movies.
yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking on the number topic, I'm gonna take a term that my uncle taught me in bowling. It's not how you start; it's how you finish. So a lot of these movie news, they always say like, "Oh, opening weekend." That's the first. Obviously, that's always gonna be the first header. Like opening
Mm-hmm.
weekend, it smashes stuff. But I'm like, to me now, it's like I don't care. Like, let's see how long it lasts.
I don't have time.
Longevity.
I don't have time to watch it on opening weekend.
I
That's
know.
dedication, It's like
I
everyone's busy
try
now, and
to.
it's
I
yeah. I
try
try
to.
to too, and it's
But
kind
Yeah.
of hard.
yeah. Like,
But
I
it's just
think,
like
yeah.
I like the idea of like what you said, Jen. Like it made a like Avatar had that consistency, and that's the thing is can a movie last long? So it's always about like can it finish strong? It's not how it's not about starting strong. Like it'll help a lot, but it can it finish strong? Like what we said, Top Gun. When we were in the theaters, Guardians was playing for like a long time for some reason. Like
Mm-hmm.
that was like a good 5-6 months. Like I was like, dude, why is this movie still here? But it had a good running. So
Mm-hmm.
movies that can do that will have a big impact on, I guess, the box office in general.
Yeah. And like I said, I only watched the second one last night, so I'm still pretty fresh. And our theater was fucking packed still, dude. Like, it was like packed from like
Oh
top to
yeah, dude.
bottom. There was still
I,
a
ke-
lot
I
of
kept
people watching.
Same.
I kept looking for seats,
And it was still
and
getting
it was
pretty
like
much.
2 weeks out that I was the only fan. I was like, okay, this is a good enough seat to watch this.
Right. And that was in the middle of a weekday, wasn't it? Like, it was
Yes,
like.
yeah. It was like
dude,
I watched it on like
same.
a Wednesday,
Same.
and it was still
Same.
full. Like people are trying
Same.
to watch it, and like they
That's
want
the-
to experience
yeah.
it in like the proper way. But
That's crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait to see what it does. I know it's not in any of our top three, but the fact that we're talking about it, it just says a lot for that. And I guess we can mention our. I didn't mention
Our
my
last
other
top
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine just came out recently on Netflix. It's obviously it's Glass Onion, a knives like. I think Ryan Johnson's kind of annoyed with the fact that it says a Knives Out mystery. But yeah, Glass Onion is in my top three. I know it's probably a little biased. It's my top three. Fuck y'all. It's my top three. I don't give a fuck. It's probably a little biased, but
Biased.
the story of what Ryan Johnson has done and the way that he reveals it, it's just really interesting to see. I mean, I've been liking his writing a lot more lately. It almost to the it's almost in the same vein as Tarantino, where he writes his same movies, and I'm like, I just can't wait to see what this guy does. And the fact that it's in my favorite genre, it is kind of like a just an amalgamation of things that I love. So I
I
don't
have
know,
a question for you, and this is just me kind of, like I'm on Twitter and I just read random shit. But
man.
there was this interesting enough, I saw Ben Shapiro like tweet about this movie, and he said it was horrible. And I was like, okay, let me go through it and like actually see what he has to say. And like a lot of it kind of did make sense to a degree.
Mhm.
Where okay, you have the who done it story, right? But then there's like these cop outs of like, oh, there's like an evil twin or like a twin, and then there's certain like cliche cop outs for the genre that are like you don't recognize it while you're watching it because you're so invested into the mystery. But then like after watching it and kind of like looking back at it, it's like, do you still consider it to be um a good movie? I guess is what I'm
Here's the
saying.
thing.
Because
Ben
like it's
Shapiro.
different from no, I understand like the
I
whole
know.
Ben Shapiro stuff, but like
No,
I'm taking what he's saying
I
in
hear Ben
context.
Shapiro sometimes. Like I think, like I sometimes I agree with what he says about the movies. But here's the thing about this movie and Ryan Johnson as a whole. Yeah, you're saying tropes, right? These
Yeah,
tropes
tropes.
are something that comes with a murder mystery, and for the fact that he's a fan of the original Agatha Christie novels.
Okay, yeah.
Obviously, there's going to be some stuff that harkens back to those kind of stories. So it's kind of impossible to not associate that with something like this. I mean, what can you do that's super original? And the fact that he just made a murder mystery in a modern setting is actually really quite interesting. With technology in the forefront, and something that there's commentary in this thing that we didn't even know we were aware of until it just happened before this released. I mean, I don't want to mention the whole Elon thing, but I am mentioning the Elon thing. Obviously, this thing was made before some stuff with whatever Elon's been doing.
Mhm.
And the fact that it's kind of in line with something like that, it's pretty crazy to me. If you get what I'm trying to say, like it's
No, I get it. I was just curious
yeah.
because I'm like I read through his stuff and like I'll read like some people's thoughts on it, and it's like,
Well, Ben
okay, let me
Shapiro
consider
also
it,
hated
and
The
then
Last Jedi, which this guy wrote. So I fucking love The Last Jedi. I mean, so take that for what you will. Like I said, I'm really interested in what this guy has to say or write. Ryan Johnson, in a way, he's getting up there in terms of my favorite directors. I know I have Fincher. He's pretty much getting up there, and the fact that he's playing in the playground of a murder mystery, which is my favorite genre, like I said, it's just
Yeah.
it's just really good.
no,
It's just
good. I
amazing.
was just curious. So,
Yeah.
Aaron, thoughts
Um.
or thoughts, or
Yeah.
what's your
Or I
top
guess
one?
just before I say mine, I guess my question that I want to pose put to Jan is basically you think they're gonna make a third one, or you think he has some in the tank for one more? Because
They're
like
gonna make a third one. They
oh
are.
really?
Because I think I know Netflix bought it for two more. But
Okay.
the shame of this thing is like it was released in theaters for a week, right? I watched it on a Tuesday night, like literally the last day that it was showing in film because that was the only time I could watch it. It was a packed theater. For like this is another one of those instances where it's an original idea from someone, and it's people are still coming out to fucking watch this on a weekday nonetheless. Like it was a packed theater on a Tuesday, and they kind of copped out and did it on a week, which is, I guess kind of worked out for them because I know this one is like this movie's now in the top, 10, top 5 I think of like streaming hours of Netflix right away.
Is
Like
it?
I think something like that. Like I know it
I'm
hit
curious.
it hit really good numbers for Netflix. So
Mm.
there's obviously going to be a third one. And I know Ryan Johnson and Daniel Craig, they're saying that as long as they're both involved, they're going to keep doing it. So,
Shit, I bet.
yeah, I can't wait to see what else they do.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping it'll always be good, just because like I feel like I feel like murder mysteries, and if the director stays the same, it'll kind of feel like poker. Like you'll understand, you'll know what the director is going for.
Mhm.
So that's when I don't want his tank to run out, like where the audience can find the murderer already.
Yeah.
Like yeah, I think that's why I'm like, please don't run, don't lose out, or like don't fall short kind of thing.
And I think that's the interesting thing about this one is like, yeah, obviously it was kind of obvious what was
Yeah.
gonna happen, but that was the
Yeah.
point. Like he literally named this thing the same as a Beatles song. You know, like he was talking about it, like the idea of a glass onion is like there's all these layers that you're unpeeling back to try to reveal something. When literally it's a glass onion, you could see what's in the middle. It's in plain sight, but you're still unraveling it for some fucking reason, even though it's obvious. It's right there.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of layers of that in the movie, which is pretty interesting, really. And yeah, like whatever. If there's a third one, I can't wait for whoever's in the cast again. So
Sorry, I was like, "Ah, I really needed to pee, and then I was like, oh, I typed in the wrong thing, and then switched it, and then accidentally showed it. And I was like, and then now I'm like, I don't need to pee anymore.
this idiot. Okay,
sorry,
so
sorry. I was like, I
for
wanted to
what-
interject
He
so
peed
bad.
in his pants.
I mean,
No,
you're
I-
lucky
it
no
just-
one's watching it right now live, but whoever's streaming this on Spotify, we have a comment thing that we could pop up. And basically, this
It was the wrong
idiot
one.
put it on the public comments that he has to fucking pee. So you can go
I don't,
pee,
I don't
dude.
need to pee. No, I did. It
It just went away or
after I
what?
messed up. Yeah, I was
It
like,
just
"Ah."
started
It just
coming
stopped, and I was
out
like,
while
okay.
he
Sorry.
knew his biggest blow happened.
I was like 20 seconds. I was like, I really need to pee. I was like, "Ugh." Anyways, whatever. I'm good
Okay.
now. I'm good.
All
now.
right.
But if
whatever.
you do need, like,
No,
feel
yeah,
If you do
free.
need it, I mean,
yeah.
I'm not gonna stop you.
No, I know.
Yeah,
I just
it's
wanted
fine.
to like let you
Unfortunate.
guys know, and I didn't want to dip out of the stuff.
Okay.
But- sorry,
So,
sorry.
my last favorite movie of 2022 was Prey. So, Prey was a Hulu special movie, and it is how would you say, like a sequel or part of the Predator franchise.
Mhm.
And I really enjoyed Prey because it brought us to it brought us not to the future but to the past of like how would someone of like, you know, in wherever the Native Americans, what was that, like in the 19, I don't know what year it was, but where that idea, like cowboys and stuff, but like in that area. But I liked how it challenged the Native Americans to fight a predator. And there's some cool action scenes that this one Native American did against the predator that like really stuck out to me. And I really enjoyed it. So I feel like most of my movies that I have chosen is because of the rewatchability. And those are these three movies: Woman King, Prey, and Top Gun are all rewatchable to me. That like if it's on, I'll watch it.
praise the. You said Predator prequel, or is it?
I would say it's like a prequel in
Okay.
a sense, but like I guess in a set like overall, yeah, it's part of the franchise.
Damn, I've been hearing good buzz about it. I never got to watch it yet, though. I
Super
know it's
good.
good. I think my brother even said it was good, so I'll probably
Yeah.
check that out. Is it? Does it harken more? Because I know the. God, I love the original Predator, and I didn't really like anything else after that. Is it kind of in line with what the original was? You think?
I'll be honest, I never watched the original, but
okay.
I do like the hunting aspect. Like, you know,
I see.
the idea of like, you know, Native Americans are natural hunters and stuff, and you're putting up against the top hunter. So I guess a quick idea is these predators are set down as a training ground to like level up. So they're kind of like the new predators, but this is how they get experience to become in their planet like a more skilled warrior. So like, you
I
know,
see.
so I liked how it poses these two aspects and like see how they come about it. And so yeah,
Alright.
you should watch it.
Wait, I'm gonna say something to you that you're probably not gonna like, just because we always say this to you, and you're like, "Fuck, I have too much." You gotta watch the original, dude.
I know.
You have to, bro. Like it's such a classic, and like, oh my god, that's like Arnold's prime too.
No, I've seen scenes, but it's just I never like
Yeah.
sat down and I always catch like the middle of it. You
Yeah.
know, when it was playing on G4 or something. Like
think-
I always catch the
yeah.
middle, so I need to like sit down and watch.
I think that's the meme with him and Creed, right? Like, you son of a bitch, and then they do
Yeah,
the
the
I think that's
with
the
arm.
one, right?
Yeah, I know.
I remember that one. And you one ugly motherfucker line. Like, God, it's been a while, but Yeah, so that's a pretty good one. I didn't expect that to be on your list, really. So
Hmm.
that's pretty cool. I'll probably check that out soon. Kyle, anything with Everywhere All at Whatever
I
you
mean,
want to
for me,
talk
I
about?
mean, just how do I explain this?
The fact that you
Like,
cried, or
yeah, one, I cried. Two, the story was very interesting, and I think it was one of the better movies that kind of played with time very well. Things just kind of made sense. Overall, it was just a good movie, and like rewatchability, it was definitely up there. Unless you guys, and like, go ahead. What were you gonna
Yeah.
say?
So I did watch it again because my
Uh,
brother wanted to watch it. I was like, "Oh, you
uh,
want to watch this?" I'm like, "Shoot!" It gives me another go of me
uh.
trying to like the movie.
You don't like
I
it?
still don't like
Really?
it. Yeah,
Okay.
sorry. I just don't get it. I don't know. It just doesn't hit for me. But hey,
Mm.
I'm glad it hits
No,
for
no,
you.
yeah,
You
it's
know.
fine. Yeah, but yeah, I just kind of really enjoyed how you really had to think how everything connected and just layering the scenes properly.
mm,
Um, what was I gonna say? Oh,
I
and then
cried too. Just saying. I don't know. I thought it was
no, it's
beautiful,
like
but
it's funny because like I'd be watching like Oscar news and like this constantly gets snubbed, and I was
does
like,
it?
oh
Mm.
man, yeah, it's been getting
There's
snubbed.
another one that gets snubbed recently. Like I think people were kind of mad about. I don't remember what movie
Yeah,
though. I'll search it up. I'll search it up.
yeah, but I really enjoyed the movie. Like I said, it was very emotional, very rewatchable. Just it's a overall just a great movie for me. So yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's kind of in line with what you like. I think.
Yeah. I
Um,
think shoot, what's the main actress's name? I keep like forgetting.
Michelle
What's her
Yao.
name? Yeah, so I think I even though I didn't really like the movie in general, this gave her what the best role that she can do, which is play everything that she can, you know? Like all I know her is her action movies. So seeing her play like a mother that's struggling to run a business and like have family conflict with her daughter, like that's so different to what I'm used to seeing her. So
Mhm.
I'm happy to see that part or I'm happy to see that in this movie. That's way different than her other roles.
hmm All I know is I can't wait for whatever that director does next, or those two directors do next. I think they they're probably somebody to watch out for is what I'm saying. But yeah,
Yeah.
that was also one that was in contention for my top three. It probably it just barely missed it. It might have been my top four to be quite honest. I guess we can kind of go into what are something that didn't make our list, our honorable mentions. I thought we were gonna
Yeah.
do that first, but like I said, Everything Everywhere All at Once would have been mine. That's one. Barbarian, surprising little horror film, was something really good.
Barbarian's definitely honorable.
Yeah, and the menu and Avatar actually. So I know those ones I've raved about. We didn't really
Did none
watch
of
it,
you
but
guys watch Elvis?
we
We
did.
did watch
Oh, okay.
Elvis.
It was
I thought
fine.
Elvis was pretty good. So
It was fine. Um,
what aside
well, it was
from like whether or not it was an accurate portrayal,
no, I didn't care about that part. Like, was it a
okay,
good
no, yeah, I
The
movie?
didn't really care
story, the
about.
story of Elvis
Yeah, the
was
story was great. So
done. Like, oh shit.
yeah,
This
It
guy
was
never
good.
traveled the world, but
Yeah,
he's Mr. Worldwide.
yeah. It was a
um,
good movie. I don't know where that would rank if
Hmm.
I'm being honest. So, yeah, those are my honorable mentions: Avatar, The Menu, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Barbarian. A fun little movie. I think I mentioned it to Aaron. Violent Night. It's pretty recent. The Christmas Santa movie.
Mm.
It's basically Die Hard. Just replace John McClane with Santa Claus. It's fucking amazing, dude. So yeah, there we go.
the cookie cutter Christmas movie is just copy Die Hard.
Exactly. Yeah. Well,
Just add your own little twist, in, but it's basically Die Hard.
but this is more. This is like you think Die Hard's a Christmas movie. Wait till you see Santa as John McClane. So
Yeah.
That's
it's good.
funny.
I liked it. But
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Well, with that being our any other last comments on our
Oh,
2020, 2022?
my notable mentions are the triple Bs. So mine was Black Panther, Batman,
Oh,
and Barbarian. So
Uh,
we did talk about some Black Panther. I guess that's where my comic book movies go. They go in the notable mentions. But yeah, like we talked about Batman. We did have like a whole podcast or episode of the Black Panther. So if you guys want to listen to that, you can totally listen to that. I think one more that I did put is The Hustle. Um, yeah, so The Hustle is basically
Is
Adam
that the?
Sandler trying.
Oh
Yeah, Adam
shoot!
Sandler trying to. He's a recruiting.
I thought it was a stripper movie for some reason.
No, oh, that's the other Hustle, but
Oh, it's Hustlers.
um,
Never mind. Sorry.
yeah. So Hustle is Adam Sandler. He's a recruiting NBA scout. Yeah, so he went overseas to get a NBA star. He got a no named one, and he tried to like f the system by saying like, "Oh, I'm gonna get this guy to be in the draft because he's so skilled." And I don't know, for some reason, I've liked how Adam Sandler's becoming like I think the best switch ever like is always comedians into drama
Serious
roles.
roles.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
those
yeah.
are the best switch. You got Steve Carell, like Jonah Hill, like all these guys are like comedians and they're like straight up going
They've
into
taken
serious roles.
like a mature character,
Yeah, so I
and they
really
can
love.
really.
Yeah, exactly. I really love those switches, and like this one really hits for me. And yeah, I just want to see more of Adam Sandler doing those roles again, or doing more of these roles like that.
That's good. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, where did that come out? What the fuck?
It's on Netflix. It's a
Oh, okay.
Netflix movie. Yeah. So if you're into basketball, like that's why I watched it.
I mean, if it's a movie, I'll check it out. So I'll probably check that one out. I do. Sandler's always been good. I think it's just his. It's when his comedy movies are like stuff that he produces. It's kind of like he's probably
Yeah,
just taking a vacation or something. Like
He's
probably wants to go
purposely
to
just
he
Africa.
trying to be
is.
goofy.
Yeah.
He's
I think
purposely
he
being
said
goofy.
that, or I read it somewhere. He's just doing it so he can get a vacation. So
Vacation, exactly.
Yeah.
like fucking the Africa one just recently. It's like always in like
yeah,
places other than the
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
I know.
basically,
Yeah, I've noticed that too. I was like, dude, this guy's always getting a luxurious, like stay or somewhere.
I mean, honestly, it's bad, but I still laugh sometimes. It's still stupid. Like I laugh at his stuff sometimes. It's whatever. I mean, I never watched Jack and Jill, but yeah, I probably will just so I could check it out.
No, you don't watch Jack.
Don't watch Jack and Jill. Okay.
That wasn't his best, to be honest. Like there is a point when Adam Sandler like he slipped on the comedy where
He slipped.
it's in a sense like where it's just like like too much.
Yeah, like Grown Ups. I know Grown Ups is like, it's not the best, but I fucking
It's
I
fun.
think it's hilarious.
Like
dude. I
it's
think
a
it's
fun
hilarious.
movie.
It's really dumb. I think, but it's just one of those where it's like, I just want to hang out with friends, so let's make a movie. And it's
Yeah.
literally like people he knows, like people he hangs out with or something. So, but yeah, that's a pretty good one. I was actually gonna mention that because I think he put it in a different thing on your list. So,
Yeah, it was on my it was like a top 4, but since we're trying to wrap or we're wrapping up, I did just moved it to the notable mentions.
Okay.
So yeah, check it out if you guys have it. So with that ending 2022, going into 2023, it's what like January 6th, 7, whenever we're shooting this. But we're gonna
Whenever.
or yeah, well, when we're sorry, like well, we are shooting. I mean, like
You exposed our schedule.
my bad.
No.
We're going into 2023. What is our most anticipated movie of this new year? And I guess you guys can go first.
Well, so before we start, I did have a bit of a hard time. There's a lot coming out in 2023. I feel like 2023 is kind of like back to form for movies. Like 2022, we were getting there. Like there was a lot coming out, but now 2023, there's a lot of stuff coming out that's like. Dude,
But what's really like, really
so-
anticipating you?
So selfishly, I love Creed. So Creed 3 would have been one. Indiana Jones would have been another one, but obviously I gotta go with fucking Oppenheimer as my most anticipated. It's Christopher Nolan. I mean, how could you not? Like, I seriously, like anything that the guy does, even if it's something that you probably can't hear good in the theater. It's still something to look forward to, and I know some people are still confused with Tenet, but I fucking love Tenet. I literally watched Tenet twice in one sitting. That's how good it was to me, and that's how intriguing it was to me. So I can't wait for this one.
So I mean, I'm on the same boat with Jan. But oddly enough, it's weird. I don't really. I'm more so interested in Cillian Murphy's acting in a bigger role than how Nolan's gonna play out the film.
Well,
That's like
yeah.
like when I saw the trailer and I was like, okay, cool, like Cillian Murphy, Nolan. But like what gravitated me more the most was like, hey, like Cillian Murphy. Just
Yeah,
because I feel like he can carry. I feel like I just watching from like when I finished Peaky Blinders, I was like, wow,
I
this
still need to
is
watch that.
you really need to watch it.
I
It's
have. I got off
yeah,
before Tom Hardy even showed up. I think I'll try it
uh,
again. I need
yeah.
another
It's
show.
not like the best show, but it's there's definitely like some gem episodes where you're just like, wow, that was really good. Like, um, but yeah, but after finishing that series and then kind of seeing him take on this bigger role, especially with Nolan, I'm just super excited to kind of see, you know, what we'll have in store for that movie.
Yeah,
So
Cillian Murphy, like
Killian.
yeah, no, he literally he's always been in Nolan movies, but this is the first one he's up front.
Starring, like
Yeah,
it's
so
his name.
I'm excited for that too. I know Robert Downey's in this.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys don't
Yeah.
know, like he was in the trailer, I think I didn't even recognize him, but it looks really good. And it's something that Nolan, because Nolan just does whatever Nolan does. If it's a script that Nolan wants to tell, I'm interested. It could be about fucking gum or something super simple. Like I'll probably watch it, and you know if it's something that he's interested in, um, then definitely I'm in tune to watch. And this one's about the I think the atom bomb, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
the first
Or is it
nuclear
atom bomb?
bomb.
Or
So
nuclear bomb, sorry. And yeah, it looks very intriguing. Like it looks like it's gonna hit. So you know, and the fact that it's his first movie that's not Warner Brothers, you know, we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah. What
Yeah,
about
I'm
you, Aaron?
excited I'm excited for that movie to come out, but not as excited as mine, which is Creed 3. And the reason why I'm excited, yeah, I'm a Creed fanboy, is it's his big break, I guess, to
It's your idol,
direct.
bro.
Yeah, shit. I won't lie. Nah, but
he's part of the groupies for Michael B.
He
Jordan.
is.
nah, but I'm
I'm a
just like
part-time groupie. Just saying. Yeah.
I just hope for the best for that movie, because you know it is Creed, and like Creed has been having or like I feel like I've been liking Creed's storyline so far, so I don't want it to slip, because it does have a lot of things for it, in a sense, where there's no Sylvester Stallone. You know, Michael B. Jordan, this is his directorial debut, so like there's a lot of things that are different than the first two, in a sense. So I'm just hoping for the best for it, and the storyline right now that we've been seeing for the trailer looks pretty sick, and I just hope they capture that you know, that tension, that drama that I loved seeing in the first and second. So yeah, Creed 3.
Mhm. Yeah, and it's kind of perfect for his debut, because it's something he already knows. So that works out well in his favor. Um, and I'm excited because it's not Clubber Lang's son, which I was fucking scared of. So I'm fucking happy to find out it's some dude named Damien that he grew up with. So that was always nice.
It's
Like
Damien Lang.
Damien, fuck you, shut the fuck up.
Damien
mean,
Clubber Lang Jr.
Dude. I don't know, like the fact that it's so personal as a story. I know Coogler still has a hand in this, so I'm pretty sure story wise it'll be fine. I'm curious to see how Michael B. Jordan does. I don't know if you guys. I mean, if you watched Avatar in IMAX, there's a fucking preview of the IMAX experience for this movie. And him, like it's just like a little short clip of Creed 3. So I'm pretty excited to see that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also in my top anticipated. I mean, but we're only picking one, so Oppenheimer, Creed 3 for you, which is probably my top two.
But hey, don't knock 2023 though, everyone, because
Oh, yeah.
2023 does have some bangers like coming out. Like I think that all of us probably saw some form of list, but there
Yeah.
are some good ones at least once a month that
Yeah.
that you might enjoy.
Yeah,
Some
with
originals, some sequels, but hey,
what Jan
it's still
said, it's
something.
like it does feel like it's like after the COVID break, it's like 2023 is kind of like, hey,
Return to
we're,
form, dude.
yeah,
We're
we're,
back.
we're going back to, you know, our slate of
Yeah,
movies.
exactly. Because
So-
2022 was there, but it wasn't there quite yet.
Yeah.
Or like it was getting there, but it wasn't that quite there yet. Now that we
Yeah.
have like a shit ton of movies again, it's insane. And Barbie's coming out. I
That
honestly
trailer,
am
that trailer,
so excited, dude.
That trailer was so
fucking
good.
weirdly excited, dude. I was
Uh,
like, holy fuck, I can't wait to see what this does. And yeah, but that's pretty much our wrap up for the year, and I'm looking ahead into 2023. Is there anything else that you guys want to mention before we do wrap up this episode?
let's see.
That way,
Dang,
you know.
expecting more episodes.
We have a bunch of list of episodes. We just kind of
Don't tell them our ideas.
I'm not. I'm just saying we are gonna try to
We're-
record more frequently.
Yeah,
and
there we go.
that-
We're gonna
yeah,
try and
that's kind of-
record more. We're excited.
no promises, but
Yeah, no promises. But we're hoping to push out, I guess, more content. We won't say a number, but we're hoping to push out more.
yeah. So
So yeah, with that said, thank you for listening to the Spit Talk podcast. Catch us on our next episode. Follow us on our socials rather than Instagram. The at the Spit Talk podcast or just Spit Talk podcast. We're on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok for more updates. Follow us on our Discord. Once again, we are Aaron, Jan, and Kyle. See you guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.
bye.